What you got going on over there? Random rambling, it's a lot over here, so just keep up. Welcome to my life, be like real life, told by IQV. What it look like this week, we got an hour for you to save the world, let's go. I'm so happy to have you here.
And there, like, I've never been gone. I'm back. I should have been back, and I'm not gonna make no excuses. Life has been lifing, and I just ain't picked up this podcast microphone. I literally have been slumped over on Saturdays and Sundays, unless I have somewhere to be. Here I go yawning, so it must be time. I've been slumped over. I promise y'all. I have not felt mentally well. Like, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna skip all the formalities because y'all already know. Like, my life is just not where it even needs to be. I will tell y'all this on the bright side. I have a 4.0 GPA at Walden. Like, right now, that's probably the only positive in my life. I have a 4.0 GPA. The negative is that I'm probably about to be dropped out of school because I didn't make the money. It's February, and I told y'all I needed the money by February to enroll. So I'm actually about to do my last like quarter at Walden because I'm out of money. And it's crazy because I'm almost done. So no, I don't have the money for my house. I don't have the money for school. I don't have the money for anything, and that's just that. And the prices of things are so high. My health has started declining, so I've now had to start buying my own medicine, paying hella money for doctor's visits and everything. So like the money I didn't have, I really don't have. And like coming into this week, like I gotta go to the doctor's office between now and like next Friday the 7th. I have to go to the doctor's office 4 times between me and Christian, which means that's 4 times I'm gonna have to miss work while I was already off work this week because when I tried to make the one appointment I got this week, but the rest of them they didn't have any availability, so I had to go when I go, and it's like, yeah, yeah. Bump this. It's what it is, whatever. Like life is life, and Christian's behavior is doing what it's gonna do. Everything. So nope, I ain't picked this podcast microphone up, and I ain't did nothing. Um, So yeah, I'm gonna get straight into a topic. Um, a couple of things. Um, this will probably be much like the last one because I ain't really talked in a while. It's just gonna be a random rambling part two. Um, I'm gonna start back off where if you follow me on socials, yesterday on Facebook, I made a series of posts about why is God always the answer. When people ask questions or have concerns or whatever, why is God always the answer? Why can't we just really sometimes just give a practical answer? And I had a lot of people in the tears, but let me explain this to y'all. And I want to say this, and I want to say this as somebody who is a member of clergy, a lifelong Christian, all the things there. I am not an atheist. I am not leaving the faith or anything. This is something that I've now learned in 36, almost 37 years of being on this planet. It is we as Christians are failing this planet. Period. I feel like 80% of the problems and crises that go on this planet are Christian. I really do. I feel like some of the people who profess God the most create the biggest issues. Even when you're talking about with the United States government right now, it's people who profess themselves to be Christians. creating the most chaos. But I also have learned that we always teach these big faith moves like prayer, fasting, waiting, tithing, etc. And we never really teach people how to do these things correctly. Even when we're talking about dating and finding wives, husbands, submitting, all the things, we tell people to do these things with not much context. We just throw a bunch of gibberish and scriptures, and we just expect them to know how to do it. There isn't an accurate teachings going on about these faith-based actions outside of if you decide to take some kind of Christian leadership training. And that's if the Christian leadership training actually teach you. No, not seminary, actual Christian leadership training. And I had mentioned this is why we have people who are probably curable and dying because we've been told, you just need to go pray or whatever. You ain't praying hard enough. You just need to go pray about it. And that's not always the answer. Or God is my all in all and he's my strength and all of that. And I don't think some people understand that a lot of people don't know how to separate, especially when they're new to the faith and they think that it's heaven and hell or nothing else. So you get people who, the pastor told us if we don't put our tithes and offering into play, this is how we suffer. So they'll be sitting up with an eviction notice and their lights off, and they're putting their rent in the tithes and offering plate. And I'm like, no, go pay your bills, babe. Or they're sick, praying to recover instead of taking the medicine, going to the doctor, seeing what's going on or whatever. I know people, and I mentioned yesterday that I know somebody who has died with a DNR because they refused to be resuscitated in the name of if it's God's time to take me home, take me home. I also know somebody who was extremely sick, who had a positive prognosis, but all they needed to do was take the medicine. And it literally took somebody to shake them and say, "Look, like I get you love God, but you're also killing yourself by not taking this medicine. Are you saying that God really wants you to die? Because this is the vibe that you're giving." And a lot of y'all get upset, but this rhetoric in church is dangerous. It's dangerous. It's the same rhetoric that keep many single, and depressed and stressed and mad at God and everything else. Because we don't teach people how to do it. We just say do it. Do it. You want a husband, you gonna wait on him. You need to pray and you need to wait. And he'll show up. You pray and wait. No, baby, you need to get out, socialize, meet people, pray, then pray on these people, see is it the right fit or whatever. But you gotta get out and socialize if you want to date. You gotta put yourself to be marketable if you want to date. You can't keep showing up Sunday after Sunday and thinking that he gonna show up at church. Sometimes it happens. I'm not knocking that. But I also want y'all to know that church people are some of the most predatory people on the planet now. They do stuff, they say stuff. I want y'all to just go follow like some of the scandals is going on in the church right now, in different churches right now. And y'all gonna see that some church programs, man, they do some stuff. That's why you have to be careful and just letting everybody around. In your space and in your heart, especially if you operate in any kind of leadership capacity in ministry, you got to be careful of who you let around you because some people aren't for you, they after you. They after what you got, they after your gift, they after what you can do. And so they do everything they can to try to get next to you so they can suppress you so people can see them. This is why I've been very clear about who I let around me now that I've crossed over into my apostleship. I don't let many people around me no more because it get crazy. I've learned that we got a lot of dirty hands and a lot of impure hearts and a lot of alternative or ulterior motives and stuff going around the ministry. And as for QB, y'all know I don't want no boys. I'm good. I don't never need no friend, foe, Or you know what? I'm good. We ain't gotta be we ain't gotta do all that. I'm so good on that. Like you, like on we ain't gotta. So that's that. I really want y'all to stop and think about the things you say to people. Handle people with care. People, especially when they're inexperienced in the faith, they take what you say and they hold it against God. So you gotta be careful about what you say to them, because some of them don't know how to eat the meat and take the bones out, spit the bones out. They just eat everything. I really wish we would teach proper tithes and offering and everything. Because here's my belief on tithes and offering. My belief on tithes and offering are very much different than what most people think tithes and offering is. Tithes and offering was never 10% of your money. It's never, you got to be a strict 10% of your money in the offering plate in your church. I put my tithes and offering where I want to put them. And most of the time I get more than 10%. And sometimes my tithes and offering ain't my money. It could be service. It could be whatever. But we've been Pavloved into thinking that tithes and offering is 10% of your money. Now, if y'all want me to go into that, I'll go into that. I'll do a teaching on that. But I don't have the time or the capacity to really sit on this and teach about tithes and offering. But leave it to the church to tell you that if you don't put your tithes in church, the reason why some of y'all are failing because you're not putting your tithes in church. You're not putting your tithes in church. And we have people out here who are gifted, who are anointed, who are called to be, and their churches refuse to elevate them because they don't put their tithes in a tithing plate. And see, when I learned about that, and it's been about 15 years ago, when I learned that there are churches that host and you, I stopped putting my money in an envelope and putting it in church. I even, we doing the dish, I will send my money. If I want to put it in church, I will literally send it with somebody else and let them put it in there. Because you ain't finna sit and judge me by how much money I put in church. You don't know if I'm got the bills put at home. Or telling people that come to church faithfully support drive around on their own gas for these preachers that be here, there, and everywhere Sunday through Saturday, and tell them that they can't help them because they don't put enough money in the church to help them. Or these people, and I've had a few friends after that post went up yesterday come to me and talk to me how when their grandparents died or great grandparents died, they found out how much money that they was putting in church and how much money they had and how they was stressed out trying to provide for them because they was putting all their money in church, and when they died, the church wouldn't even help them bury them type stuff. See, that's when I don't have time. That's when I don't have time. People be thinking I be playing. I got to post up now about how some aspects of the church are extremely predatory. Yes, predators. Y'all are predators. The church can be a place for predators to prey. And I ain't talking about PRAY. I'm talking about the E. Here I go young again. So you have to be careful. Everybody not there to praise God and to lift up his name. Some people are there to find their next thing to consume or inhabitate. Y'all can do what you want to do. Take that information and do what you want to do with it. But please don't say I didn't tell you so. Because I did. I really did tell y'all. Here's what it is. Don't don't let your guard down. So that's that. If you don't like what I said, of course I don't care. I just I when people be writing me these 5-page dissertations about how they feel like I'm reckless and careless and all this stuff, babe, I don't care. Because usually you're the reckless and careless one, and I can point it out. And I just be choosing not to entertain some of y'all. It's rough. Because you ain't doing nothing but showing me the hatred and craziness that you have built up for you. Says more about you than me, babe. Remember that. Remember that. Um, I want to circle back around to something right there because I really do want women, especially black women in the church, to be encouraged, especially single black women in the church, to be encouraged to please get out of the pews and get out and go socialize. I've said this multiple times on this podcast. The church is keeping black women single because we run it most of the time. Probably the biggest cohort of people that go to church is black women, single black women. Well, black women, period. But a lot of us in the church are single. Um, and we become the prey, a lot of time. So I'm begging you, sister girl, get off that pew and go find that man out there in the world, somewhere outside. Find your man outside. Stop. And I know this too, hypersexuality is big in the church. Stop letting them pass you around. They do it because they know you'll do it. They know you're a freak and they play with it. They're not into you, they into what you can do. Stop letting them do you like that. I've been there, done that. Stop letting them do that to you. It's okay. I know. It's rough. And it's hard to hear. I know it is. But please, stop letting all of the church men pass you around. Because if you don't think they talk about it, they talk about it. If they talk about it, they tell you, oh, she talking to me, she doing me, she be at my house, she hang out, all the things. Don't make a reputation for yourself with men who don't care. I'll be the first one to tell you, a lot of these men who attend church don't care. They worse than the Negro out on the street. I'm just being honest. I'm just telling you from experience, from somebody who been there long time ago. Don't get caught up and don't get caught sleeping. Have your own best interest and well-being in the forefront. Like that's what you need to have at hand. Yourself. Take care of yourself, cause them Negroes is not gonna take care of you. They gonna do what they gonna do, and they gonna get what they gonna get out of you and keep it moving. Okay, Bookie Butt. I don't want you to be mad. All right, I think that's enough on those subjects. I am gonna tell y'all right now that I am working on a book, and hopefully I can get it out and done in the next 2 weeks and challenge myself. I had some downtime this week to think about some things. I've had some people who have talked to me about um a couple of things that I've talked about on this podcast. Is like that part you was always need to put in a book. You wrote a book and didn't write about that. It's crazy and blah 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 blah. You need to put that in a book, and they're right, absolutely. And I am going to put it in a book. So, Um, y'all be on the lookout. A book is coming soon. Sorry, I had, ugh, I had some chipotle chicken thighs and cilantro lime rice for breakfast, and that chicken done got caught up in my tooth, and I'm still trying to pull it out of my teeth. I ain't gonna be here long today because, child, I got to still drive to Stone Mountain today, get my stuff packed up so I can get out of here, and it's already um 1 o'clock. Uh, sorry, I'm still trying to get um that out of my teeth. I can't get it out of my teeth. Um, it's crazy. Yeah. Um, the next topic I want to talk about is something that has been brought to my attention and something that somebody had asked me about, and that's talking about um special education and the state of and what they can't do, being proactive, etc. So we all know that changes are being made on every level of education. Um, might not be for myself when the district I work for, but other districts are having to make changes because of the cutting of funds. I've seen schools closing, all the things. And this is what I want to say to y'all, parents of children with special education. Yes, please advocate for your child. Um, please always do that. But at the same time, please have grace for the people who have to provide services for your child, because right now they're really um navigating uncharted waters. They don't know what is what from day to day. And I'm gonna be um one to tell you that um I'm gonna tell you that I lost my train of thought because somebody sent me a message and it was funny. Sorry. I'm going to tell you that a lot of teachers, a lot of special education teachers, because of the demand and the changes and the everything that's going on, they're leaving. And I can tell you personally from the district that I work in, a lot of those positions are going unfilled. And it's not as simple as people like special education boss and them say that, oh, then somebody from the district office or a principal needs to fulfill it. Yeah, a lot of principals don't have special ed certifications as much as y'all would um like to think that, and some of these district personnel don't either. I don't want y'all to have the impression that, oh, the principal or oh, somebody in the district office can do it, because that's not always the case. I want y'all to understand that special education has its own certification, and just because you made it to administrative level doesn't mean you have the certification to do special ed. It's something that I actually have advocated for because I know a few principals that can use it. I know that there have been things that have been said and done by administrators that I know that if they had special education, actual real special education, I'm talking about some of your most restrictive environments, education of special education, if they had some training, knowledge, or even knew how this worked, they wouldn't treat the professional and the people or say things to the parents and all the things. There's a lot that has gone on in my time that I feel like the fault of it was the inexperienced administrators. And that's something I want y'all to know. Just because they're administrators don't mean they have experience. A lot of these people, because these gaps need to be filled, they're being hired. And they're going through training courses with people who really shouldn't be training. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, I'm being so for real. So I don't want y'all to look at these titles and think that these people have more experience than the other, because I'm going to tell you, some of these classroom teachers have more experience than superintendents that I know. And I'm dead serious. I mean, I am dead serious, man. And then when you start looking at people like board members, some of y'all don't know this, but most board members don't have any kind of classroom experience. So when y'all go and it's like, I'm gonna report you to the board, it ain't what you really think it is. I guess we think that, like, because in the real world you work your way up in education, you can almost start anywhere you want to start. And that's what's crazy. Now they might make you work, like, there are principals, y'all, and I say this not jokingly, for real. There are principals who were only in the classroom 2 to 3 years before they decided to go for administration, and somebody hired them because the need right now is so great. I want y'all to think of the standard of education probably when you were getting coming around and getting your education, and the people that they letting in now is two different things, because everybody ain't going out for it. I'm telling you, we're having positions that are still open, you know, and they've been open. I gotta drink me some water, y'all. They've been open now for 9, 10, 11, 12 months or so, and they can't be filled. So when you have positions like that open, and they're critical positions, you gotta kind of look at the applications like, on a regular day I wouldn't hire this person, but because I need something or somebody there, I need a body. I gotta forego some of my expectations. Like, on a typical day, I wouldn't hire this person because of XYZ, but today I'm gonna excuse XYZ because I need somebody there. Or some of these positions are being filled by substitutes who a lot of times have no education experience. Um Now, what I will say is this: Georgia's changing your laws to where you can retire and come back with your pension and your paycheck with no wait time. And I think that's gonna help, you know. But also another problem is that there's a cap, a salary cap, a salary step cap for veteran teachers. So what's happening now is, with the way the scales is set up, pay scales is set up, you got new teachers coming in making the same money it took Mary Sue 17 years to get. Or, in my case, the district that I work for, 20 minutes up the street, you can make double the money. So Because the pay scale in the district that I work for is so low, a lot of people opt not to apply. Because honestly and truthfully, it's not out of the so far out of the metro area where you couldn't commute. Because I know a lot of teachers that live in my county and commute to the other side of Atlanta. It's not that impossible. It's really not that bad of traffic either coming from this direction. Even coming back home, I've ridden in the traffic. It's not that bad. Now, I wouldn't advise it on the other side of it. It's not that bad. There are really other ways to get there other than the expressway too. That really ain't that bad. Might take up some more of your time, but it's not really all that bad. What um tends to be, excuse me, I was over here eating, drinking, all the things. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty and I'm hungry at the same time. So what's happening now is that these positions are getting harder and harder to fill because the economy is in a place to where you can't do it for the love of it. You got to do it for the money. Which is why I wish my district would just realize that, understand that they're in the metro area of Atlanta. People are moving here. Babe, you gonna have to pay a little bit more money than that. You can't keep pinching off them little $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 that you've been paying since 1950. You gonna have to come off some real deal Holyfield money. So yeah, that's that. But back to special ed. Um, every situation is gonna be unique because of what's all going on. But I just want y'all to have grace. I don't want y'all to become angry and hollering and screaming and being abusive and everything towards the people that have to help your child. That's not going to solve anything. I promise you, it ain't gonna solve anything. Sorry, y'all. Trying to get some business done too. Um, be careful of how you talk to, because people are in a bad space mentally. Um, and you don't want to be the reason why somebody blows. Somebody do something crazy. Somebody like this. Let's just take a moment, like I always say, and be kind and just be careful what we say about that. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna get hard. I promise you. This is gonna get this is gonna get it's gonna get harder than what it's been as time goes on. It's not gonna get easier. We're not generating enough educational professionals faster than they're leaving. Um, and some of the professionals are deciding that at mid-year, 2 months in, 2 weeks in, that is too much. Until we change the landscape of the profession, it's just gonna make one problem after another, after another, after another, after another. And I don't want you to contribute to that problem. As a parent, I get things happen and it can be frustrating, but please approach it with grace. Extend the grace that you would want somebody to extend to you. Because I'm gonna tell you now, with all the things that's going on in public education, I really want y'all to take the note out to be kind. Okay? All right. Next thing, um, I've had a few people that ask me to speak on politics. And let me tell you something. At this point, it's not even political. It's ethical. It's um humanitarian. It's whether you have a heart or not. Whether you I I just want to say, don't be deceived. Don't be crazy. Y'all stay safe out in them political streets because they crazy. They don't make sense. You already know where my vote lies, and it will always lie because you could never. All I'm gonna say is, with the rise of people who fall for anything, don't be that level of fool. You don't have to be that crazy. You don't have to, like, no. I really want y'all to, yeah. I'm not gonna say much. I'm not gonna say much right there. Yeah. I I wish y'all would, one, like I said earlier, separate your religion and your politics, and I think we'd be in a much better place. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I can say about that. I don't know what else. I am planning to come back this week with an exclusive when I gather my thoughts. But I did want to let y'all know that I'm not dead. I'm yet alive. Just life has been crazy, baby. Crazy, baby. I do really need to get moving right along. Um, I am going to tell y'all on my way in this week, figure out how much weight I've lost and everything, and y'all can be along that ride. I know that I am down 20 plus, but I don't know where. I feel I probably done hit a plateau, but I'm still not eating as much. Still about the same. I can barely get through my food and all the thing else and everything. Um, let's see about some things that I've eaten. Made went to. I ain't really went out to eat. Um, like that. I have my first. I will tell y'all this. Next week, I have my first feature, food feature collaboration at a restaurant. I'm gonna go and make a video. So y'all bolo for that. The biggest thing is right now with me is that I'm just really trying to get my life together. Like, this is hard. This is hard. So if you have any ounce of prayer, anything, anybody, just pray for me. If you can help, help. But just keep me in prayer. I know, yeah. Just keep me in prayer, because mentally, I'm telling y'all, I'm on the edge. Your girl is on the edge. Oh, I will say this. I went to JJ's in Fayetteville because you know they put a JJ's in the pavilion now in Fayetteville. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I give that a C at best. I thought I was gonna hit the lottery with JJ's being not too far from the house. I mean, I can always go to the Natty, which is just down the street from that, or just go down 138, and I think I'm gonna just go down Old National 138. Better yet, I'm just gonna wait till I get back to the house and go to the infamous Rock Bridge and Stone Mount Lithonia, because they ain't ever failed me, or even Wesley Chapel. They ain't never failed me, but that 138, I mean, that 1948, I mean, that's not 138, that's 1941. That 1941 ain't never failed me. I think that's Lovejoy. That ain't never failed me. That might be Jonesboro. I don't know which city it's in, because you know them cities down there run together. But it's the one in the little gas station that's next door to the Kroger that's down below Wayfield. I think that's on 1941. Yeah. That's why I'm just gonna creep over to henceforth and forevermore, because I ain't got time. I don't have time. I'm about to drift up this road today. Hopefully old school flavor open tomorrow so I can get me some Sunday dinner, because I ain't had Sunday dinner in weeks, y'all. They just tell y'all like I my mind is just woo! That's all I hear in my mind all day. Is screaming. I'm so tired. I am so tired. So yeah, this podcast is relatively short. It's shorter podcast, but I really want y'all to continue to be great. I want y'all to be kind. I am gonna come back this week, and you know, talk to y'all, get my thoughts together, and talk to y'all, cause I owe it to y'all not to be rambling. I'm gonna get some sense of order back up with this podcast and start coming back, forcing myself to get back to it, because I really do miss it. It's just my mind has just been like, girl, whatever, whatever, whatever. So yeah, I love y'all, and y'all know this. Um, you can't change anything about it, and you already know. In a world that you can be anything, be whole, um, be kind, and be at peace and not in pieces. I love y'all, and I will see and talk to y'all later. Bye.